Yay! I got it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Law Made Simple and Comprehensive. I've been battling with this app for the past more than few hours. All right. Today I want us to look at the ENN1504. Am I correct? Yeah, I think that's the one. A portfolio. Okay. The first thing that you need to know before writing this portfolio is that you need to use your ENN workbook, including your study guide. Do not confuse these two books. We have a workbook and we have the study guide for this module. So this workbook is really, I don't know, maybe I can say it's quite useful according to me, yes, because you have even the guide it is, but here I love this part here because it shows you the correct format that you are supposed to use when writing the minutes. Unlike writing the welcome, the apologies, the attendance, the whatevers, the closing and the everythings, you do not do that. This is not what they want. This is not what they are looking for. So this is on page 73 of your guide. Sorry, I'm used to the guide of your workbook. So just take a look at that. And you need to know that and like you need to keep in mind that the purpose of the ENN module is to prepare you as a future employee or an employer to be able to communicate effectively in a professional environment. You cannot be sending SMSs in those SMS language, those shorthand writing, that wood thing that I hate so much. You cannot be doing that. You must communicate in a professional manner because you are going to be in a professional environment. So the communication also needs to be like that. So the communication used in a workplace or workplace in a work environment is known as a business writing, where we have your emails, your memos, your minutes, yes, because you guys are automatically going to have meetings where you are supposed to get a summary of those meetings in the form of minutes. Yes. So your report writing, the one that we have on question 2, and also we are going to be just doing the 2 of these these effective professional writing, if I can put it like that. And I don't know how we're going to do this. It's going to be it's going to be quite difficult because I am using a new app to record. The other laptop is acting up, as you some of you noticed on the other videos where I'll just go mute while I do not notice myself. I'll keep on talking and talking and talking while I am talking to myself. So this is a new one. I am not familiar with it, and it does not really have a pause. So when I keep quiet, don't think that maybe I am muted again and you stop watching the video. No, I'll be maybe taking a glass of water or doing something else, but I know I trust this one to be a good one. So Now we're going to tackle on how to write minutes or compiling the minutes of a meeting, and also the investigative report. So the first main thing to focus on is the language. We all know that we have spoken and written English or language. Because minutes are a recording of a previously had meeting which was spoken, I can say spoken language, and we are going to convert it to a written English or written language. So because it is a recording of something that has already taken place, we have to write everything in the past tense and also use the reported speech or indirect speech. That is the most important thing that you need to remember even when you are writing the report, because it is something that you have conducted already. So it has to be in the past tense or recorded, no, not recorded, reported speech. All right. Where is our question paper? Hey, guys, I missed the other laptop. Just bear with me. I don't know if everything is really showing on your screen there, but I hope it is. It says there, question 1, minutes of a meeting. Background: several overweight lecturers. This is a very interesting a topic, I must say, and it makes it so simple for us because we can relate to this. Everyone wants to look thinner nowadays, so yeah. Okay, several overweight lecturers, including students at Orlando University, are willing to be taken on board about a fitness and diet program to be introduced at the institution. Student support officials at Orlando University would like to engage the Student Representative Council, SRC, and the Department of Sports and Recreation to discuss this initiative. The student support official, Mr. Kani, called the meeting to discuss possibilities of opening a fitness center and to identify a physician to be part of the institution's fitness program. Hi Pela, hey, you will be strong because we do not pause here, so you must see everything. Let's continue. Instructions. Below is a transcript, exact words written down of what was said in that meeting, presented in the form of a dialogue. As the secretary for the Student Support Office at Orlando University, it is your duty to take minutes during meetings. Orlando University is overwhelmed by unfit and overweight lecturers and students who urgently need diet guidance and physical training to keep fit. At this point, the meeting is discussing Agenda Item 3.1, Controlling Overweight Positively. Write minutes of a meeting from Agenda Item 3.1 only. This is what I was referring to, that we do not have to necessarily include the opening, attendance, apologies, and whatnot. But we're only required to write about agenda item number 3.1. This means that the complete format for minutes is not required. Remember that in taking minutes, we carefully select and summarize information and changes to style and grammar. Note that you should not record what each person said in turn. You should use the linear format of minutes in sentences and paragraphs. Transcript. Okay. Right. Okay, I am going to repeat what I said before we start working on our minutes. Guys, this one is going to be a long one. Um, Remember that the minutes are supposed to be in past tense, and we use a reported speech. We need to outline clearly what the matter at hand being discussed is. You do not write, like, you need to be straightforward. Make the reader understand what was actually being said there. Do not beat around the bush, or what's this word? I don't know. Yeah, there's this word that I want to use, but it's lost. Okay, make sure that you only select the relevant factual information or the facts. This is what I was referring to. Summarize key discussions, not any written information. We do not include the whole format of minutes, no attendance, no welcome, no apologies. We do not include this at all. I say do not, don't. Yes, don't do that. Make sure to include the names of the proposers, or the seconder, or the person who suggested something. You cannot simply just write a fact and do not say who the fact is from. We need to know who came up with that fact. But that's not always the case, but I always do that. So you need to make sure that whatever point you want to summarize, or that you feel is factual information that deserves to be summarized, or whatever what you want to write about, just make sure that you include the name of that particular person. And the most important thing is that you need to proofread and edit your final draft. You cannot submit something with spelling errors or grammatical errors. I know we are not right and all that, but some are just silly mistakes that if you had given yourself time to read through, you would have fixed it. So let's try to avoid that. I do not believe that someone is going to fail this portfolio. It appears to be a bit simple for me, too simple actually. Okay, Mr. Kani, the chairperson, colleagues, to be at the center of everyone's jokes and being called by names like Dula, meaning a fat person, and lazy lump, is a burden to many people who face negative criticism daily. Some of these victims of obesity are even ashamed to visit their relatives or friends, and are afraid that they might break the furniture they sit on. You are all aware of attempts by both the lecturers and students to keep fit. You will see our colleagues in the morning and afternoons going out for a jog. Before I get all worked up about this health challenge, let's move to item 3.1, controlling overweight positively. Mr. K, you are the head of the Department of Sports and Recreation at the university, and you conducted some research about how best we can positively control overweight problems. Please share some of your findings with us. Okay, here the first thing that you need to do is to mention that the chairperson, like you write the full name. Who is this person? He is the chairperson. What is his name? He is Mr. Kani. I don't know, you can use any other way, but mostly they use they usually say that the chairperson, Mr. Kani, tabled the issue of controlling weight positively. By that, I don't know. I'm just trying to mention the topic, like what is this meeting all about. Yeah, I'm trying to outline the topic, yes, of the meeting or the main issue or whatever. Then you can further mention that because of the criticism that the overweight students and lecturers face on a daily basis, being called names, their lack of confidence, and their being being isolating yourself, themselves, yes, isolating themselves because they're afraid of breaking the furniture. You do not even have to mention that. You can just simply say that they isolate themselves, or they recluse. When you recluse, you isolate yourself from other people. You always want to be alone due to mental reasons or whatever, so we further say that he then requested Mr. K, who has been investigating the issue, to share information and his findings of how to positively control overweight problems. You can put it in your own words, and you need to put it in your own words, not what I am saying, because thousands of you are going to be listening to this, so you cannot write what I am saying right now. Just use this as guidance. I know that some of you will be listening to this for the first time in your lives, so make sure that you do not write what I am saying word for word, because you are going to be plagiarized. Many people are going to be watching this, so you do not want to find yourself in a difficult position of being penalized, because it won't be funny when you get that disciplinary hearing, being accused of plagiarism and all that. Guys, you need to be prepared that my son is going to walk in here any minute and is going to make noise, and I cannot pause so that you can't hear him. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Then now we're going to jump to what Mr. K said. Here you can use okay, let me just read first, then I am going to. Thanks very much. Okay, Mr. K. Thanks very much, Chair. Battling with extra weight is certainly everybody's domain, young or old, men or women. Some people are genetically predisposed to obesity, but that is no reason to accept the health risk of being overweight without trying to do something about it. Many men aspire to shed a few kilograms, and sporting a six-pack is nowadays definitely the way to go if you really want to attract girls. Beer bellies and jogging shorts just do not crack it. The workplace is no exception. It seems that skinnier people are more inclined to get a promotion compared to their overweight colleagues. Crash diets are not an answer. As soon as you lose some kilos, they pile up again. Some women can become so desperate to lose weight that their whole self-image gets distorted, and they are affected by eating disorders such as anorexia and bulimia. They want to lose more and more weight, and at some point they simply stop eating. Okay, now we need to focus on what Mr. K has reported. Remember that this is a report. I am saying that this is a report because Mr. Kani said that Mr. K, you are the head of the Department of Sports and Recreation. At the university, and you conducted some research. So he is giving a report, you guys. Ne? That's why I am saying that this is a report. let's go back to what Mr. K said. Hey guys, it's almost 20 minutes and I haven't done anything. Yo, guys, don't kill me. Okay. Mr. K has been investigating. Sorry, Mr. K who has been investigating the issue, or we can simply say that Mr. K reported. Either way, it's still okay. But remember that this is a report, so the report word it's much better. But you can even put it like Mr. K who has been investigating the issue. Ne? Or you can say that Mr. K emphasized that many people struggle with extra weight irrespective of their age or gender. He outlined, or he mentioned, or he stated, whatever word that you want to use, guys, ne? It's still fine, that crash diets do not solve the problem, because the weight lost during the diet is most likely to be gained back. Moreover, he mentioned that some women are so desperate to lose weight that their self-image becomes ruined and later suffer from eating disorders such as anorexia or bulimia. Or you can even mention the last sentence there when he's with the where he said they stop eating food. This is the summary of what he said. You do not have to mention the beer bellies, the jogging shorts, the skinny, the skinnier colleagues getting promotions compared to the overweight. That is not important. That is not going to get us anywhere. So you can simply try to summarize it like that. Then we run to Miss Moore. Please, Mr. K, this is a frightening topic, so do not frighten us more, but let us rather discuss solutions. There's nothing that we can summarize there. There's nothing important that needs to be reported or to be written down there. We forget about Miss Moore. She's not important at this point. But if you feel that you can write something about her, just do so. Because remember, I always say this on my videos. I am not a lecturer. I am only a student. I do not have the memo. I am using my mind to just assist in this. So you just write what you feel is okay and what is going to help you pass. The aim is to pass. So we go to Miss Lado. Miss Lado, whatever. Hey guys, I'm sorry. The chair, as the SRC, we have been in consultation with the students, especially those in the sports and recreation department. We all acknowledge that we need a serious program to assist us to keep fit. Some students must pay double for taxi fares as they occupy more space than other people. Some obese students become withdrawn from society and suffer from mental pain. We would really appreciate meaningful solutions to this killer disease. So here you can try to summarize what Ms. Lado said about the struggles that students face. You can mention, because this one is a consultation with the students, and Ms. Lado is an SRC member. You can say that it was reported, because it's something that I don't know, it's a consultation, so I don't know what to say and I don't know how to explain it, but you can say that this is she is giving a report of what she found during that consultation with other students. This is the struggles that she found during the consultation. So it's some sort of a report, but you do not have to mention it. You can say that she outlined or she mentioned, yeah, something like that. Okay. So we can say that Ms. Lado outlined or reported, either way it's okay, that the SRC consulted with students and it was acknowledged that a serious fitness program is needed or required, or I don't know, whatever word that you feel it's okay to use there. You can simply Google synonyms. You can say needed, ne? Then you Google the synonyms of needed. Then you look at the relevant one to what you are actually talking about or the issue at hand. Guys, I cannot be giving you every tip or you must think now. Okay, he further mentioned that she further mentioned that some overweight students were facing the burden of paying double taxi fares due to their body sizes, while other obese students were recluse and suffer psychological illness. That is a summary, a simple summary, guys. Then we jump to the next one. Women frequently look at models such as Naomi Campbell and feel ashamed of their own sizes. Even Oprah Winfrey has overweight challenges. You would think that a woman with so much fame, money, and respect wouldn't have to care about extra centimeters around her waist, but she is just as desperate as anyone else to shed those unwanted kilos. Mr. K, what do you suggest should be done to lessen our anxieties? What's important there? What did she say that you think you can summarize? Can you talk about Oprah here in your summary? How important is she? She's not. So it's I think we should leave that out. But if you feel that you can pick something out from there, maybe I don't know, you can summarize that everyone is desperate to lose weight, but this is the issue at hand. So I don't know why you should summarize that again. But then again, if you feel like you can say something about it, you go ahead and say it, but I am leaving it out. Okay. We go to Mr. K. Hi guys, forgive me, give me just 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, I'll be back. I cannot pause or anything, so I just have to leave it running and leave you hanging. Just forgive me guys, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Oh, the sound of my chair is going to make noise. Sorry. I am closing the windows, you guys. Give me just a second. I'll be with you now. Hey guys, as of next week, we are going to be doing a revision on most first year modules. I have screenshots of the questions that were done, that of the exam questions that were written on last semester, and the other, I think, the previous year, and also second year modules. Yeah, most of them, apart from modules like FUR and I think it's FUR that I do not have, and the PVL succession, I do not have those screenshots, but most of them and all first year modules, I have the screenshots were sorted. Okay, I'm done with the windows. All right. Hey guys, I need to drink water. This talking. Normally I'll be done recording, but today, hey, it's a long one, hey, and I know that I need to take you all the way so that you try to get this correct. Oh, the water is so cold. I'll be coughing because I have some flu. Okay, colleagues, in our discussion, okay, this is Mr. Kane. Colleagues, in our discussion with the university board, we have agreed that we need a fitness center at the campus. A full-time physician should be appointed to be part of the program. Lecturers and students would have to make appointments with the physician to share some of their frustrations about being overweight and advice on diet. It is recommended that those participants at the fitness center bring a certificate from a doctor that is safe for their health to engage in a fitness program. However, it would be preferred that in future the doctor checks client's health on the premises. That was Mr. K. So because Mr. K is giving a report of the research that he gave, he held, what am I saying, the research that he conducted. Yes, guys, English, it's a problem. You can say that Mr. K outlined that on the discussion that was held with the university board, or you can simply just get into the issue. Don't mention the report, the discussion, and whatever's. That there was an agreement on having a fitness center at the campus. A full-time physician will be appointed to be part of the fitness program, and it was also proposed that having a doctor checking clients in the campus would be suitable. It doesn't have to be suitable, even if it's preferred or whatever word that you want to use, it's still going to be fine. I'm sorry about the pages of my book. Normally I would pause, but hey, how so that is that small summary that you can take out from there, but you can also mention this line here. I think it's somehow important. Ish. Yeah, this one up until here. It's quite important, the sharing of the advice on the diet. Let me get that down myself. What's my pen now? I don't know. Okay, found it. Let me mention that. Where did I write it? Okay, advice on diet. Hey guys. Okay. Then we go to the next member. Who is Miss Lado? It looks like this will be a top of the range facility. How does the university expect students to afford that? whatever you write, you need to know that this is a concern. Use whatever word that you want to use, but this one is a concern. I am telling you. So a concern on the fees of the fitness program was raised by Miss Ladu. Ladu, yes, whatever. So this kid. Okay. Mr. K said, well, the university intends to engage with some medical aids for any possibilities. This one is a response, né? You can hear that this one is a response. Yeah. The university intends to engage with some medical aids for any possibilities of medical aid funding affiliates for fitness training. There will also be a specific discounted registration fee for students. A medical certificate from the university clinic will also be acceptable at the fitness center. However, we intend to conduct a survey with the lecturers and students to obtain their perceptions about the fitness center and insights about how best it could be run. Okay, this one is a point, I'm telling you. This one is a point that could be used on the report. Okay, I hope that I do not forget about it. So we can see that in response, Mr. K responded or whatever, né? Or he stated, or whatever way that you want to put it. He responded that the university would engage with some medical aid for medical aid funding connected to fitness training. Furthermore, there would be a discounted registration fee for students. A medical certificate from the university clinic would be acceptable at the fitness center. Additionally, a survey would be conducted with the lecturers and students to find out their perceptions about the fitness center and their insights about how best it could be run. But you do not have to necessarily include that, but I think it's something that you can write about. If you feel that it's quite lame, just leave it out. So we run to Mr. Kani. This could also be an opportunity for students, especially from the Department of Sports and Recreation, to get part-time jobs as personal trainers and aerobics facilitators, I guess. Then I think this is just a suggestion. So we can say that Mr. Kani suggested that the program would be an opportunity for students from the Department of Sports and Recreation to be employed as part-time personal trainers and aerobics facilitators. And then we jump to the next speaker. Mr. K. He said, definitely, Chair. Members of the community will also benefit from the center as constructors of the center and later as cleaners, receptionists, and even consultants. Colleagues, I think we have exhausted this issue. Are there any objections to this initiative? So, we can see that Mr. K seconded the idea Or we can say that the suggestion was further explored by Mr. K, who suggested that community members would be employed in construction, cleaners, receptionists, and consultations. Where's that? Consultants. Yes. This is a job opportunity thing, or it's like, no, this is a job creation opportunity for the university. They're going to create jobs um, when they build this fitness center, training center. So you just have to summarize that okay, job creation, it's an opportunity for job creation by the university, or whatever thing that you want to say. Yeah, it's fine. Then remember that he asked that, are there any objections to this initiative? And they all answered no. So that one, it's important. You do not have to ignore that no. Say, what am I going to summarize no and say? You need to mention that there were no objections on this meeting. Then we say that we read where Mr. K says, thank you very much, colleagues. I will provide feedback in our next university board meeting. So, yo guys, yo, forgive me, I live with people, eh? There were no objections, and the feedback would be provided in the next university board meeting. Simple as that, straightforward, perfect. Just like that. But remember to use your own words. Please, please, and please. Use your own words. Use Google, guys. Use Google. Use those synonyms, guys. Look for synonyms. Try to write something, then you try to look to look it up on the internet, like the more academic way of saying what you trying to say, you know. I don't know if I should stop this video here or continue with the report, because we're already on 43 minutes. I think it's going to be a very long one. It really is. So maybe I'll try to be quick, because if I stop it now and fail to continue operating this app, it's going to be a problem again. Okay. Question 2, investigative report. Background. You are the secretary of the Department of Sports and Recreation at the University of Orlando. Lecturers and students are overwhelmed by challenges of overweight and illnesses associated with physical disorders. Your department has been tasked to investigate possibilities of building a fitness training center at the institution. The head of the Department of Sports and Recreation at Orlando University, Mr. K, has asked you to investigate possibilities of building a fitness center at the campus and how it would benefit students and the lecturers. The report should be submitted on 30 November 2022. Instructions. Write an investigative report in which you investigate the possibilities of building a fitness center at the University of Orlando and how it would benefit students and the lecturers. You are to submit the report to Mr. K by 30 November 2022. Your report should be about 2 to 3 pages in length. Use the following headlines and subheadings. Title. Information to be included in the title should relate to what the investigation is about. Where is it taking place and why is it to be conducted? Okay, let's do this. I have those PowerPoint stuff that they sent to us. This one, I'm referring to this one. I found it on Telegram, guys. I do not have. Okay, let's start here. Okay, reports. The first thing that I'm going to say is that everything must be in reported speech or past tense. The report has been conducted already, so it's past tense, né? Then we are going to, okay, it says the analysis of the question and instructions, the purpose, include the relevant information. Adhere to format. The format is title, terms of reference, procedures, findings, conclusions, recommendations, and the compiler's details, which are the name, designation, signature, and the date. So you need to know that you need to number these things. These things must be numbered here. You do not just write. So let's start with the title. The title is the essence of the report. Why are we writing this report? What are we investigating about? And where is the investigation being held? So this is an example here. A report on an investigation into potential projects towards educational advancement at Fazeni local municipality. Okay, let's go to our question paper. And even in your prescribed book, what's this? Your workbook, we are still going to find the format of writing a report. Ne? I just don't know the page because I never looked at it. I always write this, so I don't. Where is it? It's somewhere, guys. I mean, I don't know the page, seriously. I really don't. Let's check on the table of contents. Writing, report writing, yeah, page 133. This is where you're going to check everything. But remember that your study guide is also important and very much relevant, because you are going to get I don't know, like you, how can I say this? Oh, okay. You will know that the past tense of this is that. Where we have this here, you are supposed to use that in your report, stuff like that. That is what is important and I love about the study guide and also the workbook. I do not know this, like I was not born with it in my mind and heart. I first went through the study guide and the workbook until I got used to this. So now I do not go there because I already know what's going on there. So it says, okay, the title, ne? Okay. Hey, guys. Okay. I want to show the background and the, yeah, nice one. Okay, so whatever you write, but you need to make sure that the following information is included, ne? Yo guys, I feel like a mango. I'm craving a mango. Pregnancy will sort you out, I'm telling you. A report on an investigation into the possibilities of building a fitness center at the University of Orlando and how it would benefit students and their lecturers. This one is a report. Where did I get all this? I got it here from the instructions. The instructions always contain the title of the report. I say the instructions, this one is a must. It's always, you don't hear me now. I'm going to write your own stuff. You can write it in your own words, but this is where you are supposed to get the title of the report. How are you going to know if they did not give you the title of the report? Like, how are you going to know if you did not get the instructions on what to write about? So the title always consists of information that you are supposed to write about. What is the report about? What are you investigating about? So we are investigating about the possibilities of building a fitness center at the University of Orlando and how it would benefit students and the lecturers. Okay, now we are going to the terms of reference. The second one. Okay, I don't even have to say that, I just need to show it here. Okay, number one. It's like you must write that number one. If you don't write that number one there, you are doomed. Trust me, I mean it. You need to make sure that you number your subheadings there. Guys, give me just a second. You see this app of not muting or of not pausing the problem. Okay, I'm here now. I'm sorry. The following information should be included. We are talking about the terms of reference. The following information should be included. The date on which you were commissioned to conduct the investigation. Where are you going to find this? In your instructions. You do not make this information up. You need to find it in your instructions. The name and position of the person who commissioned you. You do not commission this yourself. You cannot make this information up. You cannot write your name as the person who commissioned someone to write the report. You are the one who's writing the report, so someone commissioned you. Your name and your position. Your position was given in the instructions, so do not make this information up again. The essence of the report and the date for the submission of the report and recommendations. Okay, let's go back to our instructions. Listen. Now you listen. You are the secretary of the Department of Sports and Recreation. Who are you? What is your designation? When you are the secretary. Where? At the Department of Sports and Recreation at the University of Orlando. Now you don't hear me. I know you very well. Okay. Who commissioned you to conduct the research? The head of the Department of Sports and Recreation at Orlando University, Mr. K. His name is Mr. K. What is his designation? He is the head of the Department of Sports and Recreation. The university and staff, you do not have to necessarily include that, but then you can, but it's not, When does he want the report? He wants it by, when should the report be submitted? He wants you to submit the report by the 30th. of November of 2022. So this one is the most important thing that you need to focus on. You understand? Okay, let's go to our example there. Guys, you know that I am not going to sometimes I'm going to leave out some important information, but there's a video that I made. I don't remember the date, but sometime last month on assignment 2. You can look at that video. I was explaining the investigation report, so you can also look at that video again. You know that you have data. Your data is supposed to help you academically. Those TikTok and what, hey, it will not take you anywhere. What am I doing? Oh, okay. So here you see they have also numbered terms of reference. So you also need to make sure that you number your work as well. Background information. Who commissioned whom? Name and designation. Where and when. Purpose of the report. Submission date. Note, we use fictitious made-up companies and scenarios so as to contextualize questions. Okay. Okay, guys. Here is what I'm looking for. Terms of reference. It says number 1, then it says terms of reference. That is how your own terms of reference is supposed to appear as well. On 10 September 2020, Dr. Elyandu, the Director of Educational Advancement Programs within the Fazani Local Department Government, requested Ms. M. Rex, Assistant Financial Manager, Educational Advancement Programs, to investigate projects which might be pursued for spending 20 million of the 2019 surplus. The potential projects had to be concluded within 6 months. The full report, including recommendations, was due on 30 September 2020. This is the same example that I used on the assignment. Those who have watched it know what I'm talking about. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to say whatever you write, but make sure that the following information is included in your terms of reference. On you can mention any date, but I mentioned that on the 15th of October 2022, Mr. K, the head of the Department of Sports and Recreation at Orlando University, requested Miss or Mr. You can say whatever, A. Makukule, the Secretary, Department of Sports and Recreation, to investigate the possibilities of building a fitness training center at the University of Orlando and how it would benefit students and lecturers. The full report, including recommendations, was due on 30 November 2022. So that's how your terms of reference is supposed to be, but you can write it in any other way, but make sure that you include all the information that I've mentioned there. Okay. All right. Now we do not have to dwell on the given information. Now we make up our own information. Hey guys, I want to cough so bad. I'm sorry, I have flu. Okay, procedures. That is number 2, ne? Identify at least 4 methods, steps, or procedures followed to collect information from various sources. It is imperative that each method, step, or procedure is numbered and mentions the purpose. 2.1. What they mean here is that maybe on 2.1 you conducted an interview. Ne? You're not going to say interviews, then you say 2.2 meeting, 2.3 questionnaires, 2.4 on-site inspection or observation, or whatever thing that you want to write about. You don't do that. You must make sure that you mention the purpose of that procedure that you mentioned. So here you can simply say that the following procedures were followed. But it's not necessary. But you can write it at the top there. Then you can use various types of sources. It could be maybe pamphlets. You can distribute pamphlets, hand out pamphlets, or conduct interviews. You can distribute questionnaires, be it on the social media page of the university or using your hands, manually, or you can just go to the university or nearby the university and observe what Mr. Kani was talking about, because most of the answers here are and like not most of the answers, but I'm trying to say that you can take most of the things from the meeting. You remember that Mr. Kani mentioned that he couldn't help but noticed most of his colleagues in the mornings and in the afternoons going up and down jogging. This is what you can talk about here. You can just say that you went there on so day and noticed that people were running up and down, people were jogging in the morning. Or you can say that from the 5th of October to the any day before the 30th of November, né? Or maybe to the 5th of November again for a month, you have been observing people or the students and the lecturers who were exercising nearby the university or at the university, because some universities have residents within their premises. So whatever thing that you want to say is fine. There's no wrong answer here. As long as if it is relevant, you can never be marked wrong. You just apply your mind here. So you can mention that that one is an observation or an on-site, what do they call it? Let me check. Yeah, it's not even here. Let me check another document. Okay. Oh, it's not here. I don't know where to find it. It's an on-site what, but yeah, but I usually call it an observation because that's where you go to observe. Yeah. So you can hand out questionnaires. Those people are making noise here. They're disturbing me. Sorry about that. So what was I saying? Okay, I wanted to mention that you can hand out questionnaires, but when you want to talk about questionnaires, make sure that you state that the percentage, because questionnaires it's where people where you mention the percentage of the people, because here he comes, give me a second. All right. That's why people answer yes or no. They do not give full details of whatever. They just answer yes or no. Those kind of things. Then you literally count the percentages of the people who answered whatever question. You provide questions, on a questionnaire. A question is provided. Then the person who is going to answer that questionnaire is simply going to answer yes or no and not explain anything. So you need to provide a certain percentage of people who answered yes to a particular question or whatever thing, that you wanted to find out, whatever insight that you wanted to obtain. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making sense or not, but those are the kind of things that you need to write about. Then okay, you can let me just give you an example so that you can get what I'm trying to say. You can say that survey questionnaires were distributed at the university campus to both students and lecturers. Some no. Oh yeah, correct. I'm correct. Some were distributed at the university's social media page or whatever. Then in your findings, that's where you need to mention your percentages. We're together, I guess. Then you can mention that a meeting was held with the students, or discussions. I think discussions would work best here, where you were discussing with students. They were telling you about their difficulties, the difficulties that they face due to their weight or their obesity or their sizes and all that. You can talk about those kind of things. That's what you were discussing, wanting to find out the challenges that they encounter due to their size, or yeah, we can say that. Then we leave it like that. Then you can mention maybe you went to a radio station. Maybe you went to a radio station to announce about this. Not, it doesn't even have to be a local radio station. It can be a radio station of the at the campus. Many campuses have radio stations within them. So it could be a radio station at the campus where students were calling and giving their input, showing interest or no interest at whatever outcome that you want to talk about, or on the issue, or you posted something on social media and people gave out their perceptions, their insights. You can just talk about anything, you guys. So I think that we're done with the procedures. Then we go to the findings. That is number 3. So your findings, they're supposed to match your procedures. Since on our procedures, on number 1, we wrote about the discussions that we held with students to find out the challenges that they face on a daily basis due to their maybe size or whatever thing that you want to say, however way that you want to mention it. We wrote about discussions on 2.1. Even 3.1, it's supposed to be the finding that we found on the discussions. we need to talk about discussions. You cannot talk about the meeting. It's supposed to mesh, it's supposed to correspond. Okay, on our discussions, we found that many students were really struggling with the because we conducted the discussions, wanting to find out their challenges. So we found out on those discussions with those students that they maybe they are suffering from, maybe they isolate themselves because they are body shamed. We can say that they suffer from body shaming or criticism or body what's this, name calling. It's what, it's name calling, no, it's not even, I don't know what to call it, but yeah, being called names, that's what I want to say. When someone say stufuza, what, like some people don't like that, you know. So yeah, you can talk about stuff like that. Then on the meeting, what did you find? Okay, let's talk, let's say maybe we on the procedures, number 2 was the radio show thingy that we conducted at the university. Radio what. Then on our 3.2, we are going to say that we received calls stating that building a fitness center at the university would be a great what, I don't know, would be a great idea, or the response was positive, or you can put it in any other way. I am trying to think of the best way to say this, but I don't know how to say it. But yeah, you can just say that the response was positive. People are looking forward to the building of the fitness center at the university. Then on 3.3, if we spoke about I'm not mute, ne? I'm not mute, I'm just fixing something. I'm still here with you guys. I was just fixing something over there. On 3.3, let's say maybe on our procedures, we spoke about the observations that I was referring to. Yeah? Then our findings, 3.3 is supposed to be those observations that we spoke about on the procedures. Ne? Yo guys, you must hydrate. You drink water. It makes your mind work well, hey? So what have we observed? What have we seen during our observation from the 5th of October to the 5th of November? We noticed that students were running, or they were jogging, or they were exercising. Many students were embarking on those activities, but there was a problem. What was the problem? The problem was that after exercising, the students would be eating. Maybe they'll be drinking a fizzy drink, or having an ice cream, or eating junk or something like that. You can just talk about stuff like that. We are making this up, so here you just need to apply your mind. Just write about anything that you can think of, and you can just Google the complications caused by what, or maybe I don't know, yeah, maybe complications caused by being overweight, or you can say the consequences of bad eating habits, or whatever thing that you want to talk about, look up on the internet, so that you can have something to write about. There are many ideas on the internet. You just need to read them up and turn them into what you want. So on your 3.4, let's say on your procedures on 2.4, you were talking about interviews that you conducted with the students and the lecturers. Then your 3.4, again, it's going to be those interviews. What did you find on when you were conducting those interviews? Maybe you found that guys, I hope I am very much audible, because I cannot be speaking for more than 1 hour 15 minutes and you cannot hear me. I will die after this. Maybe you found okay, during those interviews you found that maybe those lecturers, they have difficulty with their battling with those eating disorders, or those illnesses that are caused by being overweight, or that are being caused by obesity. Many old people, most especially, we're going to refer to the lecturers, they suffer from knee pains because they're overweight. And you can talk about that. And others suffer from, I don't know, maybe heart disease. I don't know what causes a heart disease, but I did not do a research about this, so I don't know what to say. Or maybe we can say they suffer from anorexia. They eat and they vomit, or they do not eat at all. The bulimia, whatever thing that you want to talk about, you can mention that. Then I look at the I did not. I am rushing because of the time. Time is not on my side anymore, guys, so that's why I do not come here again. But yeah, they say here on the findings, we are supposed to use past tense directly related to the procedures, including numbering. This is what I was referring to, that they need to correspond. Objective facts, avoid opinions, avoid emotive language, senses, what you heard, what you saw. You can talk about what you saw when you have only conducted those observations. If you did not talk about observations, you cannot mention what you saw. How can you say something? Yeah? But you can mention what you heard on the discussions, on the interviews, what you had on the meetings, what you had during the calls that were on the radio show that you spoke about. Guys, if you want to see a whole lot of this, just go to Telegram and get this. If you do not have access to that, it's fine. You can check the video that I was referring to, that that was posted or uploaded last month on the 17th, 16th of September. It's the second assignment of ENN. So yeah, I am trying to rush because the video is quite long now. So we are going to rush to our conclusions. Comment, analyze, and interpret the factual information. The findings above do not provide more than 4 conclusions. Okay. So what are conclusions? This is where you interpret your findings and present the current state of affairs. What do the findings tell? Why do the findings tell you about the situation that you are investigating? Because conclusions are a synthesis of the findings, they need not be matched number for number with the findings. Apply your mind here. Assess the situation. Conclusions are what is deduced from the situation. Managers are concerned about the absenteeism, there are insufficient funds for the renovations and stuff like that. I am going to kill you. Leave.
Mommy, I want to fly. What's it say?
You want to play with me? With me? My friend, please leave. Do it yourself. Go take your phone there.
No, not with. What's the bed?
Outside.
What's the bed? Yeah.
Or maybe you can watch TV. Do something. You can watch TV.
Bed?
Oh, guys, I'm coming. Just a second. Okay, so here you need to, I don't know, like you need to interpret what you found on the findings. If it makes sense, I don't know. But make sure that you number, always number. Conclusions is number 4. Then you need to have your 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.4. I mean, make sure that okay, you don't have to correspond. You can write it randomly. It's still okay. So here you can say that you found that okay, like you are kind of analyzing or scrutinizing the situation here. You can say that the students and the lecturers were so much concerned about their maybe health. You see, those health issues, the diseases that comes with obesity and stuff like that. And you can talk about their lack of knowledge when it comes to 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 good eating habits, or how bad eating habits can damage everything. You know, bad eating habits, like they just ruin everything. They ruin everything. Like, hey, I know. So you can talk about the fact that they were happy, or maybe they were welcoming of the idea of building the the training center at the campus. You know this because you received calls from the show, or you found this on the surveys that you conducted. 70% of, okay, let's say 90% of the students and lecturers were very welcoming of the idea of building the the training center, because it would be very convenient for them. Like, you don't have to go home, freshen up, leave the house, go to the gym. When you come back from work and all that, you just leave your office, go to the gym, you freshen up, you go home, you're done for the day. Simple. That's convenience, baby. So yeah, you can talk about that. And you can also talk about the job creation that the university is providing the commuters or the community members of that place that we do not know. The fifth one, it's supposed to be the recommendations. I'm glad that we're done now. Number 5, recommendations. Provide possible options or actions in relation to the purpose of the investigation. Do not instruct, but make suggestions that you think can be followed to resolve the issue. Present 2 or 3 recommendations. They're not supposed to be 4 here, they're supposed to be 3. So here you are coming with solutions. What can be done to solve these issue that we have of obesity or whatever, you know? There are many things that you can talk about here, but you need to make sure that you stick to 3 of them. Number 1, okay, the first line that is supposed to be written here is the following recommendations should be taken into consideration, or the following recommendations are supposed to be followed, or something like that. Yeah, or should be followed, not supposed, or should be followed. Then you start writing your 5.1, 5.2, 5.3. Yeah, that's the end, 5.3. Here you can talk about appointing the full-time physician that was spoken about in the meeting. And you can also talk about having a psychologist who is going to teach them, or maybe not a psychologist, maybe a dietitian. Yes, we can talk about a dietitian here, who is going to provide the members with a relevant eating plan, not those crash diets, but a relevant eating plan that is supposed to be a lifestyle. Most of you know about Banting, which is a low carb lifestyle which helps you to lose weight, you get healthy, and you start glowing and all that. Some of you know about the plant-based low carb diet. It's not specifically a diet, but a lifestyle as well, that you, once you lose the weight, you do not stop, you continue eating it, but you need to maintain, making sure that the low carb, the carbs are not below 25 grams a day, so that you do not lose the weight, but you maintain your desired weight. So those are the kind of things that you can talk about, and just look some of the ideas on the internet. You're going to find a lot of stuff on Google that you can write about. And lastly, you need to write the compiler's details. This is the ending of your investigative report. Provide your signature, title, name, and surname, followed by your position in the organization. Finally, write the date. Okay, so here you are going to write, okay, here is an example of your compilers. What Hi man, what's going on? What's that thing? It's supposed to be here. Supposed to be the next slide here. Yes, this is the this one is the signature that they're talking about, né? So you're going to write your name and surname here. Then you're going to write your, like, just going to write what you wrote here, like Miss, what they here wrote here, it's Miss M Rex. Then who are you? You are the secretary. Where? At the Department of Sports and Recreation. The date when the submission of the report is 30th November 2022. Simple like that, straightforward. This is your distinction. If you miss this, I don't know, guys, but what I need you to do is to please share this information with other students. You cannot be passing alone, guys. Sharing this information is not going to take anything away from you. Like myself, I am sharing this information freely with you. It is not taking anything away from me, but I am gaining so much insight. So please, guys, don't be selfish, ne? Please. Let's meet again sometime next week when we do our revision. Bye.